first time Ajitai had questioned me like that. "Nothing," I stammered. She smiled and asked me to sit down. I hesitated, then said, "Miss I've told you many times," she interrupted. "Don't call me Miss Call me Miss Ajitai. And from now on, just call me Ajitai." "Anyway, I'm not going to be a teacher anymore." "You're not leaving, are you?" I asked. "I am leaving," she said. "I'm going to work in commerce." I sat down wondering what work in commerce meant. Did it mean she would work in a shop? Which one? "I want to learn English with you," Ajitai said. "I saw your English teacher yesterday. His name is Second Prize Wang." The boys groaned. Ajitai smiled. "All right," she said. "Class dismissed." Our eyes followed her as she walked out. Again I stared at her fair hair as it swayed like lake grass. It was quiet. Very quiet. No one said a word. Russian was gone. Uyghur was gone. English was coming. 2. Growing up, I would often stare blankly at the snowy peaks and the sky, wondering why we couldn't choose where to be born. Why was I born in Urumqi, a place where snow still falls in May and even June, and then turns the ground into a muddy quagmire? In spring, everything is waterlogged from the melted snows. I would walk along roads glittering with reflected sunlight, and silvery objects would wink at me in the distance. On days when classes were canceled, I would look toward the horizon to see what was out there shimmering like water. I went once to Yama-like Hill, but there was only dirt and sand. I also went to the East Hill graveyard where people were often executed by firing squad. Ever since I was a child, I have felt Urumqi to be a lonely place. Or maybe I was just lonely there. When I was 4, I went to Nanking with my parents. The journey was long. I thought we'd never make it. When at last I saw before me this huge city, I felt giddy at the sight of the tall buildings and the crowds. Mother said, "This is where Daddy and Mommy grew up and went to school. Look, these are plane trees from France." It was the first time I had heard the word France. Where is France? Where? In Europe. Where is Europe? Across the sea. Where is the sea? There are many seas. Then why haven't I seen one? There are no seas in Xinjiang. Why are there no seas in Xinjiang? There was a sea at one time, but it dried up. Why did you have me in a place where even the sea dried up? Hearing me fire off questions like this, Father took over. There are no seas in Xinjiang, but we have the Tianshan Mountains. Mother added, Every spring the snow on the Tianshan Mountains melts, and the water flows into the Urumqi River. Why did you have me in Urumqi? I don't want to be from there. I want to be from here. What I really wanted to say that day on the streets of Nanking was this. I want you to have me here. I want to be born in Nanking. My parents looked at each other for a moment, slightly embarrassed. They were smiling. Love was in their smile. Mother said, Do you know why we gave you the name Love Liu? I didn't want to listen. Mother had told me before. I'm dizzy, I said. I immediately switched my mind to something else. Ever since I was a child, I could quickly divert my thoughts when I didn't want to hear something, directing them to the sky, the mountains, or the sea that I had not yet seen. Really, there is nothing as tragic as being forced to be born somewhere because once you come out, everything is already decided, and nothing can be changed. Growing up in a bleak backwater, drinking water from the melted snows of the Tianshan Mountains, you discover that people from Nanking see you as different. Your skin is rougher, your accent makes people laugh. And even when you tell them Urumqi is a city, they still ask, You ride horses to school, don't you? I was forced to be born in Urumqi. But what about my parents? Were they forced to live there? And why did they give me an awful name like Love Liu? Love represents compassion, nobility. Doesn't that sound pretentious?